Unless I can grab the seagulls' interest with... No, wouldn't think so. And I'm fairly certain this does not attach to the chain or the clothesline.
It's a rubber ducky, helplessly trapped under that spiky.
Smartass. That's where I need to go.
I don't know what that chain's for, but it's connected to some kind of mechanism at the bottom of the canal.
Why not pull it up? Let's get back into the house and see if there's anything else I can grab. What is it? It's a hallway. Fan. I feel like certainly wouldn't want to go out in the hallway. Almost naked.
That fan is supposed to keep the room nice and cool in the summer. Sure. Yeah. It's at least, 1/4 of a degree cooler in here when it's on. I'd better head over to the studio to do some work. Only 2 weeks until the big show opens, and my contribution is in serious need of attention. Might be a good idea to get dressed first, though.
Imagine that. So I was trying to get... Why do you... Are those socks or shoes? Those are shoes. Why do you wear shoes to bed? Hello.
Hey, babe.
Babe, how are you?
You're looking real sexy today.
Zach, listen, I've got to run, and...
What's going on, April? How you been?
I'm doing fine. So you came along. Let's go. It's pretty good. And you?
Fantastic. Listen, April, how about you and me getting together sometime soon? Like, tonight. The pavilion is really cooking this week. We could pop some raptures, do a little close dancing. How about it?
No, it's not gonna work, Zach. Sounds like good fun, but not tonight. Let me think about it. Let's go. Sounds like good fun, but not tonight.
Fun, but not tonight.
Hey, whenever. Just don't expect me to be waiting around for you forever. No chick is worth that heartache. See you around.
Good God. Well, you're a nice guy.
What an asshole.
Yeah. I'm in complete agreement. What? Where are you going? Go back. No! No! Where the hell's this thing?
It's a fact. As in F-A-C-T. Free Access Terminal.
Interesting. Talk to it.
Computer.
Voice interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade? In addition to a voice interface, true holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility.
No, I'll just use my hands, thanks.
You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now...
Hold
Stop
on.
trying to.
You understood that. You have a voice interface installed already. Why
Exactly.
would I pay to have another one installed?
Current voice interface is for sales purposes only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today...
No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me.
Noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time.
FUB?
Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry deadly arms.
Okay, that's something unnerving
Well,
that you should...
Whatever. Sorry.
Why would you make a point to say that they're authorized to carry firearms? That's the same as insinuating they're allowed to use lethal force if you decide to talk to it again. And I'd really rather that didn't happen.
Organic plastic.
Really?
It grows, and it converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like real plants. But it doesn't need nourishment of any kind. Convenient, but disturbing.
I can agree with this. Let's take it. What'd you grab from it? Some leaves? Organic plastic. Monkey eye. Creepy ass toy monkey. Diary. Photograph. Timesheet.
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
Cash card. It's obvious what that is used for. Right now I'm just amusing myself trying to go find everything. I know I don't need to right now, but still. It's entertaining for some reason. Charlie's apartment, Zach's apartment. Who the hell's Charlie? Let's find out.
Charlie's apartment. His place is twice as big as mine, with a private bathroom and a
Wow.
huge bed. I guess he likes his creature comforts.
I'll say. What about Zach the asshole?
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and I pray I never will.
I can agree with this. Let's go see what Charlie is up to if he's there.
Nobody home.
Let's break in! No. Anyway, downstairs. I'll probably have to do the thing with the rubber ducky either downstairs or at another point in time. Who's that? Fiona. Hello.
That's Fiona, my landlady. She's alright.
Oh, cool. Let's look at the corkboard. For some reason, I thought that said cockboard, and I got very concerned for a second. Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m.
Be considerate.
Fiona.
Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona. Pizza and movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap?
What?
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe, Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food. Live performances by Royne Dale. Harlequin Masquerade. The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar. $10 only. Spread the word.
Harlequin Masquerade would be a really neat band.
I
wonder if
can't
there is
tell
one
what that
actually
note's
named
saying
that.
as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible.
Duly noted. Oh god, pun.
I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll take a nerd any day.
I can agree with you on that one fully. Oh,
San Francisco. I'd love to go there someday. Someday soon, hopefully. Common room
Duty
duty
roster.
roster, July 27th. April and Emma. Oh, joy. Manual labor. My favorite.
And you're not curious about this at all? Why not? Ooh, that looks like something from your dream. Okay, let's see what that note says. Note. And I want to read it. What?
Found.
You took
a
out the
gold
pen
ring
too.
under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona.
Let's go
I
falsely
did lose
claim
a
it.
gold ring a few weeks ago. I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Push pin. Why would you take a push pin? Seems kind of random to also take the push pin along with the note.
They
Let's
really
go
knew
ask-
how to design
Oops.
tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
22nd, Jesus. Wait, what's that? Grab it. Matchbook. We want this for no reason. I'm sure there's a reason I want it, but... Okay, screen. Let's block
The
it.
omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know,
What?
That really freaks me out when I think about it.
I think that would freak anyone out. Let's speak, Fiona.
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling. Mickey woke me up screaming in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
That doesn't sound like Mickey.
Mhm.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
Wow.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress-related. After all, the exhibition's right around the corner.
Mhm.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
Do that dragon.
I think you work too hard,
Or
darling.
the entire
You
scene from
need
your
to
dream.
relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
True.
No, I don't know, but apparently you know.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking?
Excuse me.
Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
I can agree with this.
Where's everybody this morning?
Where are you going?
Mickey's tied up in the
Get back down.
basement.
Uh,
Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course. Although that is a tempting thought.
wow.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? It's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
No, not at all.
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when he took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job. Thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping. And Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Hopefully Zach, so you
Those
can get him
lads
off
I
my
see her with,
ass.
darling. She's too good for those assholes. Wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
Don't we all?
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
I know some people like
She's
that. or
just as
knew.
headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
All about that ring you found.
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
Good to know.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey, then. Except for the sex, of course.
Wow.
That's a pretty big except for Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
That's
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
For a second, I thought she said I really think she won't be a successful artist. I was like, seriously?
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt, and although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You
Very
should tell her
true.
that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have
I
to.
really like your
She won't
accent.
listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here, next to you and Charlie. She's my favourite tenant.
And I'm sure Zach is your least favorite.
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember.
In a place
You
like
looked like a
this.
lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
How long
How
have you
long
known Charlie?
Charlie.
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in.
Wow.
Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual, genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Oh my god, are you that
Easy to
tense?
say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
First you say, I'm looking for a dream guy, and then...
What's up with Zach
Sorry.
Lee?
Zach? both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time, and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
I really like this lady.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? There's not much to say, darling. I love my job, I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl.
Aw.
Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in Newport.
Mm.
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was
Damn.
in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing.
Huh.
When I finally realised she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armour, that's for sure. But she knew how to treat me like a woman.
Aw.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
I really like her. Wonder how many other questions there are. Not
Can
many.
you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favourite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
Everything.
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns.
Huh.
You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies,
Funny old
oddly
ladies.
suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while.
That's neat.
So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding
Every
a
time they
building
keep
cheap
saying
enough.
Venice, I think of France.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory. But when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub.
Huh.
It was so perfect
Obviously
for
that
our
failed.
purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council. And after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
That makes sense. That's really neat.
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it?
Mhm.
Between
Mhm.
Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also
sure we can
believe
take
we're
that
on the
literally.
border between two more abstract worlds.
Thank you.
Between art and spirit on the one hand, and
Not
science
necessarily
and
that,
technology
but
on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
having anything that is
I've
literally
practiced. I may
their
be an
border
inner
between
city
two
girl,
worlds.
But I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
I'm sure it's going to be taken literally in
Do
regards
you
to
and
this
Mickey
game.
own the place together?
And
We
some
own it
dreams.
together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the
Excuse me.
day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room, and of course the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
True
I
that.
thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
Especially if
Thanks
you
for
mess
the
with the wrong
information.
people.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
Darling.
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless.
Interesting.
And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, perfect. Aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
Makes me wonder what's exactly
What's the
wrong with
story behind my
canals.
apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient, and it's got an interesting view.
True.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
Makes sense.
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
And which one is it? Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
Oh, that would certainly be interesting.
I don't have any
And
more questions right now.
I wonder if I can
Don't
show her the
hesitate
sticky
asking
note.
if there's something else you want to know.
Want to know about
I'd better get
this
going.
sticky
Off
goddamn
to school.
note.
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
Oh, being an artist, we have to. Okay, pink note, grab it, and let's show it to her.
I saw this note on the corkboard.
There we go.
I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Aw.